Have you ever felt like your own mind is working against you? You wake up feeling fine, but suddenly negative thoughts creep in, making you doubt yourself, your choices, and even your future. Why does this happen? And more importantly, how can you stop it? The answer lies in a philosophy that has stood the test of time: Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic thinker, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that the battle is not against the world, it's within you. The way you think shapes the way you experience life. If your thoughts are full of doubt, fear, and worry, your life will feel heavy. But if you can learn to control your thoughts, nothing can shake your inner peace. The modern world is noisy, full of distractions, and filled with negativity from the media, social networks, and even people around you. But here's a truth you must understand. Not every thought you have is real, and not every feeling you experience is a fact. Just because a thought appears in your mind doesn't mean you have to believe it. The question is, how can you train your mind to let go of negative thoughts and replace them with strength and wisdom? The Stoics mastered this, and in this video, you'll learn their secrets to overcoming negativity and building an unshakable mindset. Stoicism may sound like some old, dusty philosophy, but it's actually a powerful tool for modern life. It began in ancient Greece over 2,000 years ago, yet its teachings are more useful today than ever. At its core, Stoicism teaches you how to stay calm in chaos, how to control your reactions, and how to build a mind that can't be broken by outside problems. It's not about ignoring your emotions or becoming cold. It's about not letting your emotions control you. One of the most famous Stoics, Epictetus, was once a slave, yet he said something that can change your life. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Think about that. Life will always throw problems at you, but your reaction is always your choice. You can complain, or you can adapt. You can sink, or you can grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, faced war, betrayal, and disease. But instead of letting those things break him, he used them to grow. He wrote, "The obstacle on the path becomes the path." That means every negative situation you face is not there to stop you. It's there to teach you something. Stoicism gives you mental armor. In a world where people are quick to panic, complain, or give up, Stoicism helps you stay grounded. It trains you to be still when the world is loud. It helps you respond with reason instead of reaction. And once you understand this way of thinking, you'll begin to see your thoughts not as truths, but as tools you can shape, sharpen, or throw away. The nature of negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are something every human deals with. You might think you're the only one struggling with them, but the truth is, everyone goes through this mental battle. Scientists say we have around 60,000 thoughts every single day, and more than 70% of them are negative. That means your brain is naturally wired to focus on problems, fear, and doubts. It's called the negativity bias, and it helped our ancestors survive. But today, it often just makes us overthink, worry, and feel stuck. The Stoics understood this long before science explained it. They knew the mind could be a powerful friend or a dangerous enemy. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In other words, most of our pain comes not from real life, but from the scary stories we tell ourselves. We imagine the worst, create drama in our heads, and then feel the stress of something that hasn't even happened. What's important to remember is this: you are not your thoughts. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean you have to believe it, react to it, or let it control your day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So if your thoughts are negative, your world will start to feel dark. But if you learn to challenge those thoughts, to stay calm and think clearly, you can change the way you experience life. Understanding your thoughts is the first step. The next is learning how to control them. And that's where Stoic practices come in. The dichotomy of control. One of the most powerful ideas in Stoicism is called the dichotomy of control. It's simple, but life-changing. There are only two kinds of things you can control and things you cannot. The Stoics taught that peace begins the moment you stop wasting energy on what's outside your control. Marcus Aurelius said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Most people do the opposite. They stress about the news, fear other people's opinions, or dwell on the past. But none of those things are in their hands. What is? Your choices, your attitude, your effort, your response. Imagine carrying a backpack full of rocks. Every rock is a worry about something you can't control. What someone said about you, whether you'll be successful, or if something will go wrong tomorrow. Now imagine setting that backpack down. That's what Stoicism helps you do. Epictetus also reminded us, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. That doesn't mean you give up or stop caring. It means you give your full energy to what you can actually influence, and you accept the rest with grace. Try this. Think of one thing that's bothering you right now. Ask yourself, is this under my control? If the answer is no, then let it go. If the answer is yes, then take action. This one practice can free your mind from endless negativity and give you back the calm you've been searching for. Negative visualization. Premeditatio malorum. Most people fear the worst-case scenario. They avoid thinking about failure, loss, or hardship because it makes them anxious. But the Stoics believed the opposite. Facing your fears in your mind makes you stronger in real life. This practice is called premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. Instead of running from negative possibilities, you prepare for them. Seneca explained it perfectly. He robs present ills of their power, who has perceived them coming. In other words, if you mentally rehearse challenges before they happen, they won't hit you as hard when they do. You become ready, not worried. You become calm, not caught off guard. Modern psychology supports this. Studies show that when people visualize stressful events and plan their response, their anxiety decreases and their confidence grows. Athletes, soldiers, and CEOs use this technique to prepare for high-pressure moments. If you train your mind for difficulties, real-life problems won't break you. They'll seem familiar. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. He reminded himself, begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. Instead of being shocked when things went wrong, he expected them. And because he expected them, they didn't control him. Try this. Imagine a challenge you fear. Losing a job, facing rejection, or making a mistake. Ask yourself, what would I do if this happened? Then plan your response. The more you practice this, the more mentally unshakable you'll become. Instead of fearing the worst, you'll be prepared for anything. Journaling for clarity. Sometimes the thoughts in our head feel like a storm, loud, messy, and out of control. That's where journaling comes in. The Stoics used writing as a way to slow down their mind and see things more clearly. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations for the world. He wrote it for himself, to reflect, to question, to grow. When you write down your thoughts, worries, and decisions, they stop bouncing around in your head. It's like cleaning up a cluttered room. You start to see what really matters. Seneca once said, "We should every night call ourselves to an account." He meant that you should look back on your day, not with guilt, but with honesty. What did I do well? What could I do better? What am I thinking too much about? Science agrees. Studies show that journaling can reduce stress, boost emotional control, and improve mental clarity. Writing even just a few sentences a day can help you untangle your emotions and spot patterns in your thinking. You begin to notice which thoughts are useful and which ones are just noise. You don't need fancy words. Just be honest. Start with questions like, "What am I feeling right now?" Or, "What did I learn today?" The goal is not perfection. It's self-awareness. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Writing helps you face yourself, and from that honesty, growth begins. Journaling is not just a habit, it's a conversation with your own soul. And in that quiet space, you find wisdom, strength, and peace. Amor fati, love your fate. Life doesn't always go the way we plan. Things fall apart, people leave, and setbacks hit when we least expect them. Most people resist these moments. They get angry, frustrated, or feel like victims. But the Stoics had a radical idea. Don't just accept what happens, love it. This is amor fati, which means love of fate. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about saying, even this has a purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." That's what amor fati teaches you, to turn every pain, every loss, every challenge into fuel for your growth. This mindset can make you nearly unshakable. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you begin to say, "Why not me? What can this teach me?" When something bad happens, you don't waste time fighting reality. You use it. That kind of attitude turns obstacles into power. Modern science backs this too. People who practice acceptance and meaning-making during tough times often recover faster, both emotionally and mentally. They feel less helpless and more in control. As Epictetus reminded us, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well. That's amor fati in action. Not resisting life, but riding its waves with open arms. When you learn to love your fate, even the hard parts become part of your story, part of your strength. You stop waiting for the perfect life and start making the most of the one you have. The observer mode. Sometimes our emotions take over so quickly that we act without thinking. We get angry, anxious, or hurt, and it feels like we've lost control. The Stoics had a powerful way to deal with this. They trained themselves to step back and be the observer, not just the actor. Instead of reacting blindly, they watched their thoughts like clouds passing in the sky. Epictetus taught, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." This means what happens isn't always the problem. It's how we see it. If someone insults you, you don't have to feel insulted. You can pause, breathe, and observe the feeling without becoming it. Modern psychology supports this too. Practices like mindfulness and cognitive distancing help people lower stress and improve focus. When you learn to observe your thoughts without getting pulled into them, you take back your power. You become calm, even in chaos. Imagine watching your emotions like a movie. You don't have to get lost in the scene. You just observe. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that he was not his anger, not his fear, not his pain. He was something deeper. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Observer mode doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop being controlled by feelings. You respond with wisdom, not impulse. And over time, this quiet awareness becomes your greatest strength. In the end, Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It teaches you how to think clearly, act with purpose, and stay strong no matter what happens. You've learned how to observe your thoughts, embrace your challenges, write your way to peace, and even love your fate. These tools may sound simple, but when practiced daily, they can truly transform the way you live. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Each day is a new chance to rise above your negative thoughts and choose clarity over chaos. And here's a modern reminder to carry with you from Ryan Holiday, a modern Stoic writer. The obstacle in the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. Whatever you're facing right now, don't run from it. Use it. Let it shape you, not break you. Thank you for watching. And remember, your mind is your greatest power. Master it, and you master your life. If you found these Stoic tips helpful, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support means a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.